Hello and welcome back to Invincible Asia. I'm George from Movie Misfit, and today I get to check out the Shawscope Volume 2 Blu-ray box set released by Arrow Video. Don't forget folks, before we go any further, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like the video and all that jibber jabber, and thank you very much for supporting Invincible Asia. So here it is, finally in my clutches, and I'm a bit late in making this video. Simply because my life is just hectic at the moment. I do apologise. I was hoping to get this out last week. Obviously that didn't happen, but yes, life is just crazy. But here we have it, the beautiful Arrow Video release, Shawscope Volume 2, the sequel to the beautiful Shawscope Volume 1 box set. If you haven't already got your hands on this, they are still out there. There is still some online. I thought these would have sold out instantly, but they're definitely still out there. And I have noticed them drop as low as 65, 70 pounds, which is almost like half price. So yeah, you want to get your hands on this one quick. I'll put that one down because I've already done a video for that. If you want to go back and have a look at that, it's quite a lengthy one. I'm going to try and not make this one as lengthy. I think with the previous one, you will need a cup of tea before you get into it. Anyway, as you can see, the last one was done in this gorgeous blue, and this is in this bold burnt orange, again with the characters drawn on front here, which is very good in keeping with the theme. You do have got the title here on the side, as you do with the actual set inside. That opens up, you've got your book and your Blu-rays in there. But what it misses, I find, is the same as the first box, is right along the top here. There's no title, and for the shape of, I would imagine, many people's shelves or whatever, they're probably stacking them like this, but there's nothing there to say what they are, and that's kind of just a pity, really. Another pity is, you know me, I like to get my gripes out of the way. It's not a major one, but I just don't know what Arrow's thought process is behind these. Am I missing something? Please tell me in the comments below if I am. But here we have, again, another collection, another mishmash of movies that are amazing, yes, but as a collection, they just don't make any sense. You know, this is picking up where Volume 1 left off. This sophomore collection of Hong Kong cinema classics draws together many of the best films of the final years of Shaw Brothers. Does that mean that there's only going to be 2 box sets? I mean, personally, I would have loved had they focused on, let's say, Shaw Brothers, Shawscope Volume 1, Chang Cheh box set, Volume 2, Lau Kar Leung box set, or more so, you know, like a Jimmy Wang Yu box set, and so on. It would have, I think it just would have made more sense had there been some sort of continuity in there, but there's not, and this again delivers a bizarre mix of movies that some would have worked better on box 1 and vice versa. Anyway, what we have in here, and I'm not going to read through all the extras in here, I'm going to save that for when I go through the actual Blu-ray collection here, but we have got 36th Chamber Shaolin, Return to the 36th Chamber, which I adore, Disciples of the 36th Chamber, Mad Monkey Kung Fu, 5 Super Fighters, Invincible Shaolin, The Kid with the Golden Arm, Magnificent Ruffians, 10 Tigers of Kwantung, My Young Auntie, Mercenaries from Hong Kong, The Boxer's Omen, Martial Arts of Shaolin, and The Barefooted Kid. See what I mean? Such a bizarre fucking mix. Oh my god. Right, anyway, high definition Blu-ray presentations of all 14 films, including 9 new 2K restorations by Arrow Films, an illustrated 60-page collector's book featuring new writings by David Desser, Jonathan Clements, Lovely John, and David West, plus cast and crew listings and notes on each film by Simon Abrams. New artwork by Mike Lee Graham, Chris Malbum, Keegan Lloyd, Colin Murdoch, Kung Fu Bob O'Brien, Lucas Perveril, Ian Sheedy, Tony Stella, Darren Wheeling, and Julian Yates. I think I need glasses here. Hours of never before seen bonus features, including several cast and crew interviews from the Frederick Ambrosine video archive and 2 CDs of music from the De Wolf music library as heard in several of the films exclusive to this collection. Fan-friggin-tastic. Okay, region B only. Now, I'm going to get another major gripe out of the way here because I'm getting fucking tired and sick of this one. People in America were getting this box set before I was. Just taking that slip off, sorry. People in America were getting this box set before I was. I live in Northern Ireland, which is still part of the UK, believe it or not. And yet, I'm getting so much late. I don't know whether it's still Brexit, Royal Mail are on strike, what the hell's going on? I do not know. But when I see people getting this shit in America and I'm still waiting for another 5 days to a week before I get mine, I mean, come on, Arrow, pull the fucking finger out. Jeez Louise. Anyway, here we go. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And on the back, just like with volume 1 there. Inside, what will I bring out first? Oh my gosh. This is just delicious. Another sturdy box. If they keep going, I'm going to have a staircase soon. I mean, to be honest, what I would love to see, if I had been in charge myself, these would have been in some sort of fucking order. But also, what I would like to see Arrow follow up with, if you don't mind, Arrow, is a similar setup of Golden Harvest classics. That would be amazing. And a third with Cinema City, please, if you don't mind. And maybe a seasonal one. That would be good too. It's not much to ask, you know, but that's just a wee idea there. I think they would all look pretty amazing and they would sell like hotcakes. Okay, I'll get into the book in a minute. But first of all, here we have, this is the binder that holds the Blu-rays themselves, which is gorgeous. Just like the first book, of course. Absolutely stunning. And I'm glad that they actually packaged this better than they did the first one. The first one arrived with me with a lot of dents and knocks, which I wasn't very pleased about. I'm sure you can hear that rant if you go back and watch that video. But this one seems to have survived somewhat. So inside, I'm just going to open this with you because I haven't seen any of these yet inside. What have we got? 36th Chamber of Shaolin. That looks pretty friggin' sweet. So what have we got? 36th Chamber of Shaolin, a brand new 4K restoration by Celestial Pictures, high definition 1080p Blu-ray presentation, newly restored, compressed, Mandarin, Cantonese and English original mono audio, newly translated English subtitles plus optional hard of hearing, brand new commentary by critic Travis Crawford, brand new scene select commentary by film critic and historian Tony Raines, who I quite enjoy listening to. Interview with star Gordon Liu, filmed in 2003 by Frederick Ambrosine. Interview with cinematographer Arthur Wong, filmed in 2006 by Frederick Ambrosine. Shaolin, the birthplace of a hero and elegant trails, 2 archive featurettes with Gordon Liu, produced by Celestial Pictures in 2003. Tiger Style, the musical impact of martial arts cinema, a newly filmed overview of Shaw Brothers' influence on hip-hop and other music genres, featuring music historian Lovely John. Cinema Hong Kong, Sword Fighting, the second installment in a 3-part documentary produced by Celestial Pictures in 2003 and featuring interviews with Gordon Liu, Lau Kar Leung, Cheng Pei, John Woo, Sammo Hung, Kara Hui, David Chang and others. Alternate opening credits from the American version titled Master Killer, Hong Kong and German theatrical trailers plus US TV spot and an image gallery. Very, very good. That is a pretty packed disc. And then you've got some artwork there from Tony Stella. So that is a gorgeous start to the book. Following that, of course, then you have its sequels coming through here on page 2. Wow. Artwork by Ian Sheedy. It's pretty fun, actually. I like that. Here we have Return to the 36th Chamber and Disciples of the 36th Chamber, not the 35th Chamber, the 36th Chamber. Okay, with this disc, and before I go off here on this one, sorry, again, Arrow, I mean, use your brains. So you've got all the discs here with the titles sticking out, as I can see, right? But they're upside down because they're on the left-hand side of the disc. Had you maybe thought about the way this was done, because you've already made a box set, you should have put the titles on the right hand side of the disc so that whenever you open them you can see what they are on them. Just saying. Anyway, high definition Blu-ray presentations, of course uncompressed Cantonese, Mandarin, English languages, new subtitles, interview with star Gordon Liu, filmed in 2003 by Frederick Ambozine. Is it the same one from the first disc? We will find out. Citizen Shaw, a French TV documentary from 1980 directed by Maurice Friedland, in which Sir Run Run Shaw gives an all-access tour of the Shaw Brothers backlot, including behind-the-scenes footage from Return to the 36th, I can never get this right, 36th Chamber, remastered in high definition. Very excited to see that, actually. Hero on the Scaffolding, an archive featurette produced by Celestial Pictures in 2003. Alternate opening credits sequences for both films, Hong Kong theatrical trailers for both films, and an image gallery. There we go. Jesus Christ, this is going to take a while. Let me show you first of all. Okay, so 36th Chamber of Shaolin. It took me a while to see this movie. One of my first Gordon Liu movie was Return to the 36th Chamber. Fuck me, I'll get this out of me yet. Okay, so then eventually, I never got the original Warner release of 36th Chamber, so I don't know why I can't say that. So then the Martial Arts Collection here, as you can see from Warner Brothers, released this on video to retail, probably around the mid to late 90s, yeah, 99. Okay, so that's when the first time I was able to get this on video, and the first time that I had seen the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Soon after that, maybe 10 years after that, Dragon Dynasty did this gorgeous DVD release, which came with an interview with Gordon Liu, which is probably the one that's carried here. Commentary by RZA and the Wu-Tang Clan, blah blah blah. But yes, I mean, it was wonderful then to see it finally in a more kind of restored digital version, and again, still one of the greatest. But what I did have from my early teens was this. This was the first Gordon Liu movie I had ever seen. And I probably got this when I was about maybe 12, 13 years of age. This was released around 1986 on home video. And I just loved it, even though it was just video quality and it's 4:3 ratio. I had an absolute ball with it, and I would say watched it religiously for a long time. Number 101 in my collection. So even at this stage, I had already collected 100 other videos. So love that one. Of course, the DVD market came in. I managed to pick up Disciples of the 36th. What is wrong with me? Of the 36th Chamber. On DVD from Celestial, from Hong Kong, imported through, which I was very excited for because I had never seen that movie either for a long time. It really had been Return to the 36th Chamber. That was my main sort of focus on this character of Gordon Liu that had made him so famous. So that was the three that I had got. I'm just double checking there because I have a lot of stuff to show you. Of course I do. Can't just show you the new thing and that's it, can I? Okay, disc 3. Oh yes, there's some art from Kung Fu Bob. Okay, Mad Monkey Kung Fu and 5 Super Fighters. 2 movies I absolutely adore, and both monkey themed, of course, in some respects. Here we have some gorgeous artwork again, and a whole collection of extras on here. What have we got? So brand new 2K restorations of both films, which is just wonderful. High definition Blu-ray presentations, of course. Mandarin, English, Cantonese language options, new English subtitles, brand new commentary for Mad Monkey Kung Fu by martial arts cinema experts Frank Jiang and Michael Worth. Newly filmed appreciation of Mad Monkey Kung Fu by film critic and historian Tony Raines. Wonderful. An interview with actor Xiao Hu, filmed in 2004 by Frederick Ambozine. Shaw in the USA, a brand new featurette on how Shaw Brothers broke America, featuring Grady Hendrix and Chris Pagale. Authors of These Fists Break Bricks. My God, it's just all tongue-tied this morning. Hong Kong and US theatrical trailers for Mad Monkey Kung Fu. Hong Kong theatrical trailer and UK VHS promo for 5 Super Fighters. And image galleries for both films. I'm going back to bed. I love Mad Monkey Kung Fu, but I really love 5 Super Fighters. It is an all-time favourite of mine. I had that on the same Warner label video for many years. Again, released around a similar time on home video as Return to the 36th Chamber. And in a different case, in one of these big, ugly, fucking hard plastic cases, which I hated with a passion. Big old Warner case. Anyway, this I really enjoyed. But this video, if I remember correctly, and I haven't watched it in so long, is because the sound kind of just died on it. I don't remember how or when, but I remember falling in love with the movie, and then soon after the sound just went. No matter how many times I cleaned my head, as my husband would often say. Right, Mad Monkey Kung Fu, released by Made in Hong Kong, the old UK video label, which I mean, just everyone fell in love with. This and Eastern Heroes and Hong Kong Classics were like the greatest things to hit our video shops, retail-wise, back in the 90s. And it gave us such an amazing insight and collection of Hong Kong movies to pick up from. So that is the first time I had ever seen Mad Monkey Kung Fu, and I adored it. Then I picked it up again on American DVD as part of this Dragon Dynasty set. So you have like 4 movies in here, and of course one of them is Mad Monkey Kung Fu, which is a gorgeous cover actually. I really like that. It's quite an epic little poster work there, but that was what Dragon Dynasty always kind of did, do good covers. Anywho, that's what I have of those there. Yes. Okay, next. Running along. Disc 4, here we go. Oh my God, what have we got? Invincible Shaolin and the Kid with the Golden Arm. So I'm just gonna roll this round here because I'm gonna start breaking the book by the looks of it. Okay, Invincible Shaolin and the Kid with the Golden Arm. Wonderful, brand new 2K restorations on Blu-ray, Mandarin and English, mono audio for both films, plus Cantonese for Invincible Shaolin. Newly translated English subtitles, an interview with action director Robert Tai, filmed in 2003 by Frederick Ambrosine. Poison Clan Rocks the World, a brand new video essay on the Venom Mob, written and narrated by Terence J. Brady, author of Alexander Fu Sheng, biography of the Chinatown Kid. Alternate and textless title sequences for the Kid with the Golden Arm. Fuck, George. Hong Kong trailer for Invincible Shaolin, Hong Kong trailer audio only, and US TV spot for the Kid with the Golden Arm, and image galleries for both films. Artwork for Invincible Shaolin by Tony Stella. Artwork for the Kid with the Golden Arm by Chris Malden. Pretty cool. Again, this sort of split screen thing is nice, but it would have been lovely to see them all get their own page, of course. So, Invincible Shaolin, I did have the Made in Hong Kong video release of that a long time ago, but wore it out, or my video player chewed it up. Anyway, I did do a video unboxing of this German box set of Blu-rays of Shaw Brothers movies, and amongst that was The Kid with the Golden Arm. Here we have it. So I do have a Blu-ray copy of this already, which I will put up against this restored one, because obviously this has a I think a 2K restoration. Did I read that out already? This yes, 2K restoration. So we'll see if it betters that Blu-ray, which it should do, of course. But yes, Invincible Shaolin I had to get rid of, unfortunately, so I don't have any other versions of that to compare to. Disc 5, Magnificent Ruffians and 10 Tigers of Kwanton. Now, the Magnificent Ruffians is a Chang Cheh movie with the Venom Mob, which, again, Chang Cheh and Venom movies would have made their own Shawscope volume, absolutely. There would have been no hesitation in people jumping on that. I've never seen Magnificent Ruffians before, but I'm guessing it's just kind of a typical Venom mob movie. The 10 Tigers of Kwantung, though, I do have. It was a little gift from Michael Leader when he came to visit me. Here we have the DVD, the American DVD version from Tokyo Shock. Number 7 on their list. Leung or Dick Leung, who's in here, is just amazing, as are the rest of them. Obviously the Venom mobs, and there's another Chang Cheh movie. But it is a classic, without a doubt. It is a classic. I haven't watched this particular DVD in about 7 or 8 years already. So I am excited to see it again in this new version. So what have we got? Brand new 2K restorations, wonderful, on Blu-ray of course, Mandarin and English, mono audio for both films, plus Cantonese for 10 Tigers of Kwantung, new English subtitles, brand new audio commentary on 10 Tigers of Kwantung by filmmaker Brandon Bentley, an interview with star Chin Soo-ho, filmed in 2003 by your man. Rivers and Lakes, a brand new video essay on Shaw Brothers, a depiction of Chinese myth and history, written and narrated by Jonathan Clements, author of A Brief History of China. Hong Kong audio only and German trailer for Magnificent Ruffians, a Hong Kong trailer with Mandarin and Cantonese audio options, and US TV spot for 10 Tigers of Kwantung, and image galleries for both films. Magnificent Ruffians artwork by Lucas Perveril, and 10 Tigers by Tony Stella. Looking Stella. Isn't that lovely? Okay, disc 6. Woo, beautiful. My Young Auntie. I really enjoy this movie. It's such a fun movie. Is it one of my favourites? No, but it is an absolute gem of a film, without a doubt. It is a cracker. I don't know why I'm saying it's not one of my favorites. A lot of movies are my favorites. A lot of movies are better than this, but it still makes for an incredible piece. It is one of Lau Kar Leung's finest moments, as is Kara Hoy's. And this is the Dragon Dynasty DVD that I did have of this movie. And I have watched it pretty recent, if I can remember correctly. It wasn't too long ago when I did get stuck into this. There's an interview in there with Kara, some film commentary, interviews with film scholars, and so on. So again, it'd be interesting to see what has maybe carried over here, if anything. So boom, boom, boom. My Young Auntie, high definition Blu-ray presentation, so not restored in 2K or 4K. Uncompressed Cantonese, Mandarin, English language options, new subtitles, brand new select scene commentary by film critic and historian Tony Raines, an interview with star Kara Hoy, filmed in 2003 by Frederick Gambazine, so possibly the same one that is on the DVD. Cinema Hong Kong, The Beauties of the Shaw Studio, the final installment of the 3-part documentary produced by Celestial. I think part 1 was on Volume 1, Shawscope Volume 1. Alternate standard definition VHS version of the movie, so two cuts of it on there. Alternate opening credits, Hong Kong theatrical trailer, and an image gallery. Artwork by Julian Yates. There we have it again there. But yes, a lot of fun to be had with this. It probably sounded a bit blunt when I said it wasn't one of my favourites. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie by any means. There's just a lot more I would go to quicker before I go to this. Disc 7, Mercenaries from Hong Kong, Tong Gaai's Expendables, and The Boxer's Omen with Philip Coe. Now again, 2 random feckin' titles to put into this collection. I just don't understand what their thought process is. It just okay. I don't have any of these in here, believe it or not, but I have seen them over the years. I do remember Mercenaries from Hong Kong being fantastic fun. It is like the Shaw Brothers Expendables from director Tong Gaai, with pretty much the finest villains and stars of the Shaw Brothers studios, with Di Leung leading the way. The Boxer's Omen, of course, we know is a follow-up to Bewitched, with from director Koi Chi-hung, which is just mental. It's a mental movie. I'm so glad to finally actually have it in my collection, because I've only ever seen it, a really dodgy print of it many moons ago. But yes, it is a mental movie that I am looking forward to getting stuck into in 2K restorations. On Blu-ray, Cantonese and Mandarin original mono audio for both films, plus English mono for Mercenaries from Hong Kong. New subtitles. Interview with Mercenaries from Hong Kong action director Tong Gaai, filmed in 2009 by Frederick Ambrosine. Brand new commentary on The Boxer's Omen by critic Travis Crawford. A newly filmed appreciation of filmmaker Koi Chi-hung by film critic and historian Tony Raines. Hong Kong theatrical trailers for both films and image galleries for both films. Mercenaries from Hong Kong artwork by Chris Malbon and Boxer's Omen by Mike Lee Graham. There we have it again. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm excited for those. Again, just I can't understand the process of them being included. You know, we've missed the 60s, we've missed early 70s titles here, and we're already getting into modern stuff like this. Disc 8. Martial Arts of Shaolin, Shaolin Temple 3, Martial Arts of Shaolin, directed by Lau Kar Leung, and The Barefooted Kid. Here we have two wonderful, amazing movies. Of course, The Barefooted Kid, very modern Shaw Brothers production from director Johnny To, with the gorgeous Aaron Kwok, Dick Lung, Maggie Jung. It's an amazing movie. I adore it. I'm glad to finally have it on Blu-ray. I was going to pick it up recently until I heard it was being released in this. But yes, okay, two more random movies there. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, regardless, high definition on Blu-ray, 1080p of course. Mandarin, Cantonese and English for both. New subtitles. A brand new commentary on Martial Arts of Shaolin by Jonathan Clements, author of A Brief History of China. Brand new commentary on The Barefoot Kid by Frank Zhang of the New York Asian Film Festival. A newly filmed appreciation of both films by film historian and critic Tony Raines. Interview with Martial Arts of Shaolin screenwriter Sis Yung Ping. Filmed in 2004 by Frederick Ambrosine. Alternate standard definition version of Martial Arts of Shaolin. A Hong Kong and Japanese theatrical trailers for Martial Arts of Shaolin, plus trailers for the two preceding Shaolin Temple films starring Jet Li. Hong Kong theatrical trailer and UK VHS promo for The Barefooted Kid, and image galleries for both films. Martial Arts Shaolin artwork by Keegan McLeod and Barefooted Kid by Darren Wheeling. So yes, looky. They're gorgeous, but Jesus, I don't understand the point. Of course, back here then we have got the two CDs from the De Wolf Music Library, as you can see. Maybe I've been holding this book too close and you can't see anything. And then the final one there on the last page. But yeah, I mean, look, another fucking wonderful collection. It is gorgeous, and I really can't wait to get in and start watching them, and it is going to take me some time to get through everything, but I will be right back. Oh no, I won't be right back. I've still got to show you the bloody book. Oh, for crying out loud. This is what happens when I don't get sleep. I have been awake for 12 hours already, and that's from 2 a.m. I just didn't have a good night. Okay, here we have the book. The front cover of the book, and on the back here we have some artwork with Gordon Lau there, from 36th Chamber or Return to. Let's see, inside, as is with the first book, it's going to be just gorgeous to look at. Some beautiful stills there. An explanatory note on names and languages. The Legacy of the Shaw Brothers. There's some lovely stuff. This is going to be make for a good read, definitely. I think maybe I shall sit down and go through this first before I actually start watching the movies. Yeah, beautifully done. I mean, I'm really loving what Arrow are doing here with these Shawscope volumes. I would love to see it done, as I say, with Golden Harvest, with Cinema City, with seasonal films. It would just be highly respectful, but also beautiful to have them as part of the collection. And of course, much like Shaw Brothers, the the whole idea of trying to choose the right films from from Golden Harvest as well as Shaw Brothers is a tricky thing, but I still feel that Arrow have probably went down the wrong road with what they've picked for these first two. I definitely would have done things a lot differently, and like to have seen them perhaps put a bit more thought into the actual titles, the dates perhaps, you know, or the directors on the for each box set. It would have just made more sense. But yes, that is an absolutely gorgeous book. Okay, I am going to go watch as much as I possibly can in as little time as possible so I can get this video done and come back and let you know what I think. So, just back after checking out and spending a lot of time checking out the Shawscope Volume 2 from Arrow Video, and I have to say it was as exciting as the first. There's a lot to get through here, so I'm going to try and hurry as fast as I can. The first one, of course, 36th Chamber of Shaolin, looked incredible. The film has never looked better. It was just stunning in comparison to the Dragon Dynasty DVD and, of course, the VHS. It looked wonderful. There's a lot of extras on this disc in particular. It's the only movie on the disc. I just need to go through the extras. So I didn't watch any of the commentaries as yet. I've still got to go back and check that out. So you have the full-length commentary there by Travis Crawford, and then Scene Select with Tony Raines, who I really enjoy listening to, actually. I mean, the guy is just wonderful, and so full of amazing information on these movies. The interview with Gordon Liu is thankfully not the same one on the Dragon Dynasty DVD, so it's about a 20-minute long interview, and one that I haven't seen before. You have an interview with cinematographer Arthur Wong, the wonderful Arthur Wong, who's captured hundreds of Hong Kong movies, from Armour of God to Once Upon a Time in China, and even starred in a few. You'll recognise him when you see him. But the picture, his runs for maybe just under half an hour. But there's quite a bad pixelation over his face. I'm not too sure what that is. It looks like some sort of distortion just over the left side of his face. But yeah, still very interesting to listen to. Sounds like a fantastic man. He's had an amazing career and still ongoing. Then Shaolin, Birthplace of a Hero, and Elegant Trails. So the Birthplace of a Hero is a short piece on Gordon. Runs for about, I think, 6.5 minutes or something like that, but yes, makes for a great watch, of course, as is Elegant Trails, which is, I think, about 20 minutes long, perhaps. It's another nice wee piece to add to it. You have got the musical impact of martial arts cinema. So this is Tiger Style, the musical impact. This runs for about 37 to 40 minutes. Didn't watch it all, watched some of it, but if you're a fan of the music, hip-hop music and things like that, and it is about the influence of the Kung Fu movies and their music used within that genre, it is worth checking out, definitely, and I will get back to it to finish it. And then, of course, Cinema Hong Kong, Sword Fighting, the second part of the Celestial Trilogy on the Shaw Brothers movies and Kung Fu movies in general. Very cool to watch. I really have waited years to see all of these because I've always seen them out there advertised as such when they were first made, and we got to see the first one. This second one runs for about 50 minutes and is just wonderful to see. Yes, and then the alternate opening credits from the American version, Master Killer, runs for just over 3 minutes. But all in all, a fantastic disc and a great start to Shawscope Volume 2. Of course, Return to the 36th Chamber I only ever had on VHS, so to be able to see this now restored on Blu-ray in high definition was just incredible. I never enjoyed the movie as much. Plenty of special features on this disc as well. It does share space with Disciples of the 36th Chamber. I'm never going to get this right. Okay, so the interview with Gordon Liu continues. It's almost just the second half of that interview from the 36th Chamber of Shaolin disc. Citizen Shaw is a highlight though, I have to say. It's pretty old footage from 1980. French TV documentary. It runs for just under an hour, and they have tried to restore it as best as. It doesn't have, don't be expecting it to be as bold and bright as the movie looks. but it is definitely worth checking out, and all subtitled, English subtitles as well, which is just wonderful. Then you have Hero on the Scaffolding, which is probably just runs for about under 7 minutes, I think. And it's Gordon, some other stuntmen and choreographers discussing the action used, the kung fu styles and things like that used within the movie, which again was fascinating for me to see. And if you're a fan of kung fu movies, it is going to catch your attention for sure. And then the alternate opening sequences. You have the Hong Kong theatrical alternate opening sequences and the English release alternate opening sequence on there also. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a great little package for Return to the 36th Chamber. And then, of course, then there is Disciples. So with Disciples of the 36th Chamber, you have the same interview again with Gordon, just carried over from Return to the 36th Chamber. Oh, fuck. And then you have got an alternate opening credit sequence, which runs for just over 4 minutes. So you're getting a nice extra sort of insight to the alternate version that was released. It is interesting to point out that all these alternate opening credit sequences and that aren't restored in any sense. So when you see them, you see how they were initially released on VHS way back when, and how we would often have watched these kind of movies, especially when I was a kid. So to be able to kind of like check that out and then go straight into the movie and see Disciples in full HD was just wonderful. I mean, I had an amazing time with it. I've only ever had it on DVD, as I've shown you, but yes, definitely this made it the best viewing yet. So although I've had Mad Monkey Kung Fu on both VHS and DVD for some time, to be able to see it here again in high definition was just phenomenal. This is one of my all-time favourite Lau Kar Leung movies, and I had a blast with it. It was just friggin' fantastic. The colours, the sharpness, everything about it was just amazing. That's a 2K restoration, of course, there you've got, and this shares the disc with 5 Super Fighters. So what have we got on here? I haven't yet watched the audio commentary with Frank Jiang and Michael Worth, so when I do go back to watch this again to review it for the site, I will watch it with the audio commentary. There is the Mad Monkey appreciation video with Tony Raines, which runs for about 20 minutes, and again, very, very insightful, very, very interesting. The interview with Xiao Ho, which is quite lengthy. I think it's about under 40 minutes. Really cool to listen to. Cuts in a lot of his footage and fight scenes from that movie and others, which is great to see. But it's just nice to always get interviews with these stars, especially someone like Xiao Ho, who has kind of been forgotten in the modern world of Hong Kong cinema. And then you have Shaw in the USA. So it's a brand new featurette on how Shaw Brothers broke America from Grady Hendrix and Chris Balagi. And that was quite cool actually to listen to, and quite interesting. Good, probably just over half an hour in length, but definitely some good things to listen to, informative things that kind of take you back to the history of when Shaws came into America and started breaking into the cinema here in the West. And then of course you have the trailers on there also, and then there's 5 Super Fighters. Okay, so in terms of extra features, the only thing that really is different on this side of the disc is the trailers and photo gallery for the 5 Super Fighters film itself, but the extra feature of Shaw in the USA carries over. So there's nothing too special, I guess, about the special features with 5 Super Fighters. That said, this film is fucking amazing and I just love it. I had a great time with it on VHS, as I mentioned, but now to be able to see it so cleaned up, so restored, it is amazing. Absolute underrated gem, and I'm glad that it is a part of this Shawscope set because it deserves to be on Blu. Classic Chang Cheh movie, Invincible Shaolin, looks as epic as it ever has. It's just wonderful. It's a great film. I really, really enjoy this one. I mean, I enjoy a lot of Chang Cheh movies, a lot of Venom movies, but this one in particular has just something a wee bit special about it. It's one that I did see a long time ago, as I said, VHS from Made in Hong Kong. So it's been a while since I've seen it, and this really, it felt like I was doing it for the first time, and especially because of how it's presented in 2K restoration, which is gorgeous. Extra feature wise, there are two main features on here that are worth checking out definitely. You have the interview with Robert Tai, who is sporting some pretty funky long hair, looks a wee bit Herman Yao, which is pretty cool. It runs for about 24 minutes or thereabouts, but definitely makes for a very interesting watch. It talks about his history of where he started and the movies he got into and so on, which is great. And then you have a video essay from Terence Brady, Poison Clan Rocks the World, which runs for about 26-27 minutes. And again, it just kind of covers the Venom crew, the Venom mob, and it's actually makes for an interesting watch, definitely does. So check both of them out. The only other thing on here are trailer and image galleries, but definitely thumbs up. Of course, this shares the disc with the Kid with the Golden Arm. So Kid with the Golden Arm, compared to the German Blu-ray that I have, slightly better. Of course, it's a 2K restoration, but the Blu-rays kind of they kind of sit similar in terms of the quality offered from both of them, which is fine. It still looks amazing. I really enjoy this movie. There is an alternate version on this disc. It's of great quality, of course. It offers you Mandarin language with English subtitles or an English language option. Looks just as great, and there's only a matter of seconds really between both versions in terms of their running time, whereas the German DVD, or the German Blu-ray, sorry, give you the German cinema cut as well as the Mandarin version. Both features from Invincible Shaolin. I hope I didn't call it Invincible Asia in the previous segment. Invincible Shaolin, like Poison Clan Rocks the World and the interview with Robert Tai, both carry over to this also. So apart from the alternate version and 3 choices of alternate opening credits, there's not too much more in the special features on Kid with the Golden Arm. So as much as I enjoyed Magnificent Ruffians, I would say that it's definitely not the most memorable Chang Cheh movie for me. Definitely not one of my favourites, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah, it's just kind of like just a typical Chang Cheh Kung Fu movie that he would dish out a dime a dozen with the Venom mob back in the day. There is one special feature on here called Rivers and Lakes, a video essay from Jonathan Clements. Runs for about 22 minutes maybe. Definitely great to listen to for sure, and nice to have a collection of footage from stock footage of Sheldon and other shots from these Shaw Brothers movies spliced throughout to make it work for him. Apart from that, the other special features with this really are only just trailers and photo gallery, but of course this would share the disc with 10 Tigers of Kwantung. I absolutely love 10 Tigers of Kwantung, and compared to the DVD version, the US DVD version I have of it, this is a huge step up. It looks incredible and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, almost as if I'd seen it for the first time. There is on the DVD, on the US DVD, there is a Chang Cheh documentary, which is great to have. It doesn't carry over here, which is wonderful. However, from Magnificent Ruffians, Rivers and Lakes, the video essay, does carry over here, but also there's an interview with Baby Venom, Chin Soo-ho, the wonderful and underrated Chin Soo-ho, who I just adore. It runs for just over 20 minutes, which is cool to see. There's also an textless opening credits, trailers, and a photo gallery, as with them all. But yes, all in all, this disc with Magnificent Ruffians and 10 Tigers of Kwantung is fantastic. So Lau Kar Leung's classic My Young Auntie scores its own disc here, fully restored, of course, and the menu looks amazing. I really enjoy this. I think I said before, it wasn't really a favourite of mine. I do thoroughly enjoy it, but I have to say it's definitely went up in my list here after seeing it in its restoration form in full HD. Actually, there's an alternate version on here, runs for maybe about 30-40 seconds longer than this restored version, but it is of video quality, and while it is on there in widescreen, and a little note from Arrow Video saying that it hasn't been restored, it is just really for nostalgic purposes, I suppose. It is pretty unwatchable. Like it's very bootleg video quality. I mean, this is the kind of type of footage I was watching back in the early mid-90s, whenever I was starting to import these movies from private collectors as a bootleg. So what I would suggest though is perhaps maybe watching that first, or at least watching 10 minutes of that first, to see what old folks like us had to go through and had to suffer to enjoy these movies before you put on the restored version, and you will see, oh my god, the difference is just phenomenal. I mean, the cleanup process is incredible. It looks amazing. Okay, so what do we got? A brand new Scene Select commentary. I've yet to go back and watch Scene Select with Tony Rain's commentary over certain scenes. I need to go back and do that. Of course, the interview with Cara Hoy is pretty cool. So on the Dragon Dynasty DVD, there's a different interview, which is wonderful. I always like to see fresh stuff. Unlike Eureka, who like to rehash a lot of Hong Kong legends things, this is pretty different compared to what was out there on DVD, which is cool. It runs for, I think, maybe half an hour or so, which is pretty cool. It's good to listen to. I have to say, a lot of these interviews from Frederick Ambrosine, they aren't of great quality. Like, they're very SD, let's say, in quality in comparison to newer featurettes on the discs, and of course the restored movies themselves. Then you have got the third chapter of Cinema Hong Kong. This one's called The Beauties of Shaw Studio, which was fantastic to watch, and runs for a good 54 minutes, which is pretty cool. There's a lot to enjoy there. Of course, you have the alternate standard definition version, the VHS version, and the alternate opening credits, which are just about 1.5 minutes long, as well as trailers and photo gallery. But all in all, yes, a fantastic disc and a great addition to the collection. Okay, so this was an absolute treat, and again, it doesn't make sense why it was part of this collection, but none of them do. But Mercenaries from Hong Kong in full HD is fucking so much fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't wait to go back and watch it again, if I'm being honest. Sharing the disc with the Boxer's Omen, both of them 2K restored, which is wonderful. But yes, I had a blast with this movie. I've seen it many years ago, but definitely not in this quality, and in 4:3 VHS or worse, and this just took it to a whole new level. It's a lot of fun. It's so cheesy and corny, but it is totally the Expendables. I love it. It's just fantastic. Definitely one of my favorites in this collection, I have to say. The only special feature apart from trailers and photo galleries is an interview with a very old looking Tong Gaai, which was fantastic to watch, I have to say. Very interesting. Definitely. It runs for just under half an hour, probably 29 minutes or so, about there. But yeah, I'm only sorry there wasn't more interviews or making ofs or anything like that about this movie, because it is a lot of fun, and as I say, shares the disc with the crazy Boxer's Omen. Okay, so Boxer's Omen always makes me smile. It's just a fucked up movie. It's just nuts, and I'm glad Tony Rains agrees. His piece on director Koi Chi-hung runs for about 20 minutes or so, just over 20 minutes I think, but very interesting to listen to. Again, this guy, I could listen to this guy all day. Actually, he's definitely a fantastic addition to these Shawscope sets from our video. But yes, the other only extra feature that are on there, I haven't watched the audio commentary, I must say. I have to get back and check out the audio commentary with Travis Crawford on the Boxer's Omen. But there is a hilarious extra scene. Now it was it runs for, I mean, the whole thing, by the time they put the blurb up explaining that it's taken from the VHS, the Taiwanese VHS, because the whole film was significantly cut and they couldn't find the extra film pieces to put it back together. So there's this extended sex scene there as an extra feature that runs for just under 2 minutes. But it's hilarious. If you like seeing tits pressed up against wet glass, yes, check it out by all means. I'm sure it will be on repeat by a lot of dirty old single men who have bought this set. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot there going on. There's of course the trailers and the photo gallery, but to see the film restored, cleaned up, and as mad as it is definitely a welcome addition to the Shawscope Volume 2. Okay, so Martial Arts of Shaolin Temple 3, I suppose, to many. And it's always been sort of seen as Shaolin Temple 3. This was a very interesting project for Lau Kar Leung, and Tony Rains explains why, and it was incredible to hear the backstory on that, and kind of then the decline of Lau Kar Leung as a director, I suppose, and Shaw Studios. But yeah, do you know, to be honest, I remember enjoying this movie when I first got it, when I first saw it on VHS, and then I got the Dragon Dynasty DVD. But to be honest, it's not actually a fantastic movie, I have to say. It's definitely not one of Lau Kar Leung's best. It's just, I mean, it's watchable. And again, strange that it would be added. This, along with Barefoot Kid, which is, shares the disc with it here. Interesting that they should both be put into this collection, I have to say. But regardless, makes for a fun watch, of course. The Tony Raines, as I say, does his piece. I have yet to watch the audio commentary on there also. The other extra features that I want to point out is, yes, there's an interview with the screenwriter, Sis Young Ping. Runs for about 42 minutes, just over 40 minutes, which was quite interesting. Not a guy I know a lot about, but now I feel I do, because, you know, he does indulge in his career, which is wonderful. And also there is an alternate VHS standard version of this movie available here in the special features. It's pretty bad. I mean, this is VHS quality again, or worse. I mean, really old VHS quality. So I could possibly, if you want, again, to try to get the impact of the restoration involved there, stick that alternate version on for 10 or 15 minutes, let that sink in, then jump into this restored version, and you will see the impact that it has on you. It does look fantastic. There were still moments where I felt that it could have been a wee bit better. But all in all, when you go from that alternate version to see how we used to watch these movies to how we're getting absolutely spoiled rotten now, you will see a vast difference. But all in all, yes, a fun disc, a watchable movie, some great moments in there, but nothing special. And I have to say, I definitely preferred the other half of the disc, which was The Barefooted Kid. So the last film of the collection, of course, is Johnny To's Barefooted Kid, starring the gorgeous Aaron Kwok, Dick Leung, Maggie Cheung, Kenneth Chang. It is a fantastic movie. I absolutely adore this movie, I've said before, and I can't get enough of it. There's just something pretty special about it. And of course, it is a remake of the Shaw Brothers film with Alexander Fu Sheng, Disciples of Shaolin, which I really enjoyed as well. But yes, interesting piece, interesting to have on here. And looking at Darren Wheeling's artwork for the menu, I could see this as a single edition release from Eureka Video to fit in with their collection of movies and Darren Wheeling artwork, of course. So to have it put in here kind of ruins that chance of ever coming out, because that would make for an amazing single piece cover. That said, still very enjoyable. Tony Raines' piece about the movie and Johnny Cho is probably the shortest yet, running at just about 16 and a half minutes. I've yet to watch the audio commentary on here from, who's the audio commentary from? Frank Jiang. So I will get back to that eventually. But yeah, there's not too much more on there. There's an alternate opening credits, which is quite short, but in SD version, SD quality. But look, all in all, a fantastic movie. I can't fault the movie at all. Just again, I can't understand why it was part of this collection. So, all in all, Shawscope Volume 2, is it worth the pennies? Well, of course it is. I mean, there's a lot of work has went into this. There's a lot of extra features gone into some of these discs. The restorations, the collection itself. I mean, you break that down at, say, what is it, 120 quid for that amount of movies. It works. I mean, you know, that's a cheap collection of Blu-rays there, considering what is involved. It's always presented beautifully. I have to say, I'm really digging these boxes, and I really hope and wish that they will go down the route of continuing both Shaw Brothers, but also perhaps doing that Golden Harvest or Cinema City collection, because it would be amazing. And I think it would be, I think in terms of the Hong Kong film fan world, it would really ramp Arrow Video right up there as one of the finest distributors for the genre. But yeah, I mean, this is fantastic, without a doubt. It's great to see it finally out. There's been a lot of talk about it over the last year since the Volume 1 came out. So yes, double thumbs up for me. I just wish from the beginning that they had have put more thought behind their selection of titles in terms of how they were going to set this out. Both boxes are a mishmash. they don't have any relevance apart from the fact that they are Shaw Brothers based. That is it. But directors or dates, stars would have worked much better, I feel, as a complete set and made them much tidier. But yes, probably not going to sell out too quick considering the price. But if you can, get your hands on it, put it on your Christmas list. And yeah, fantastic. I'm just glad to finally have it in my collection. So there we have it, folks. If you haven't already, please head on over to invincibleasia.com where you can check out as many full movie reviews on these movies from my collection that I can possibly write about. Follow me on Instagram at InvincibleAsia and at Movie Misfit, where I post bullet reviews and other things that I simply cannot put to video. And don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell here on the YouTube channel, as well as checking out all my other content. Thank you so much for your support, and until next time, enjoy your Kung Fu and I will see you soon.